We prepared 3 boats for the transfer from Peninsular Sailing Club to the Royal Selangor Yacht Club on Friday, one day before the races. Tiger, the 25-foot McGregor and 2 squibs, ready for the Merdeka Mini Regatta. After tying the 3 boats together in a pack, we cast off from Pulau Angsa Marina and began our transfer journey towards the Royal Selangor Yacht Club. As we entered the Strait of Malacca, we passed alongside some of the bigger ships, with Westport rising clearly in front of us. We continued our journey, passing all the way along the length of Westport before heading further up the strait. Opposite Westport, we enjoyed the scenic views of Pulau Pintu Gedong and Pulau Cemat Zin, a calm contrast to the busy shipping lane. From time to time, massive container ships passed us on their way out to the Strait of Malacca, reminding us how busy these waters can be. At the end of Westport, we passed by the cruise terminal with Northport already visible in the distance ahead. After around 4 hours of motoring, we finally reached the Royal Selangor Yacht Club and secured Tiger along with the 2 squibs safely at the pontoon. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to get more tips, insights and info, and never miss my next video. On Saturday morning, the first race day of the Mini Regatta, all teams were busy preparing their boats to head out for the Pulau Angsa race. Cabaret faced an issue with the jib halyard and needed a helping hand. One of the crew climbed the mast to adjust it before they could set off. At 11 a.m., we gathered for the skipper's briefing where the course and race instructions for the day were confirmed. The course for the day started at the race line. From the start, we headed first to the tail buoy, leave it on our starboard side, then onto the green elbow buoy and leave it on our port side. From there, we left the red navigation buoys 12, 10 and 8 on our port side before making the turn at red buoy number 6. On the way back, we kept buoys 8, 10 and 12 on starboard, rounded the green elbow buoy also to starboard and finally crossed the finish line at the yellow tail buoy. With the course set, it was time for the last preparations before casting off, checking sails, securing gear, and making sure the crews and boats were ready for the start. Finally, all boats cast off, along with the race officer making their way out to gather at the starting area. After the start, we rounded the black and yellow tail buoy and set our course to the next race mark along North Port. North Port was a busy area with large ships passing through as we made our way along the course. On our way to Red Navigation Buoy number 6, the turning mark, the first competitors had already rounded and were on their way back, passing us at speed. The first two boats to pass us were Malabar and VG Offshore, already leading the fleet on their return leg. Soon after, the Platou, Cabaret and Cookie also came powering back on their way to their final leg. After rounding buoy number 6, North Port soon came back into sight as we headed on the return leg. Towards the end, the wind dropped and the tide turned against us, so we crept past the green elbow mark slowly, fighting for every meter. Now we were on our way to the final mark, pushing through the light wind and current for the last stretch of the course. Finally, we passed the tail buoy and the race was over for us. With tired but happy crews, we headed back to the Royal Selangor Yacht Club. On Sunday morning, race day 2 of the Mini Regatta, all teams were once again busy preparing their boats for the day's races. It was Malaysia's Merdeka Day, a public holiday, and the atmosphere was full of cheer. Everyone was in high spirits, ready to celebrate on the water. Two squibs had already decided to leave the Royal Selangor Yacht Club and make their way back to Pulau Indah Marina, the home of the Peninsular Sailing Club. Finally, all the remaining boats left the Royal Selangor Yacht Club for the race, but the only problem was there was no wind. We waited for about 30 minutes, but with no wind in sight, Jeremy, our Commodore from the Peninsular Sailing Club, decided to abandon the race and head back to Pulau Indah. Tiger soon followed that decision. On our way back to the Peninsular Sailing Club, we could still observe the fleet and listen to the radio updates. Eventually, some wind filled in and the remaining boats were able to complete a race. As we made our way back along West Port, heavy vessel traffic kept us on alert. We carefully observed the tugboats maneuvering the ships, trying to anticipate their course so we could keep clear and stay safely out of their way. Finally, we approached Pulau Indah Marina and secured Tiger and Cabaret safely at the pontoon, ending our Merdeka Mini Regatta journey. Thank you for sailing along with us. I hope this video gave you a glimpse of the teamwork, challenges and joy that make every regatta a truly unforgettable experience. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories about sailing in Malaysia and to make sure you never miss my next video. See you then!